Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Las Vegas Open. It's brought to you by the Rums of Puerto Rico. We're coming to you from the Rio Hotel and Casino in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Weather's a lot warmer there than it is where I am, I promise you. Jim White, happy to be joined by Chris Reinhold. And Chris, I think you're in a much warmer climate as well, aren't you?
Yeah, all the way in California. Nice to commentate with you, and this is going to be a great match.
Yeah, it's an all-European clash. Kledio Kaci's younger brother, Kledio, on the right, and the former world champion Albin Ouschan on the left. Got a feeling these two might have locked horns in Euro Tour events. So nothing can be taken lightly, not in the game of pool, that's for sure. And it's the format. Races to 4, 2 sets. If we're deadlocked at 1 set apiece, then it goes to a shootout. We've already had a shootout. First match that I did today, Skylar Woodward going down to an Iranian player that, I'll tell you what, he sure impressed me. Sina Valizadeh. As calm as a cucumber. Waltzed his way to a cool win over Skylar Woodward. We are in round 2. Albin Ouschan was a seeded player, so Kaci will have won his first match en route to the second round clash. And Chris, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, for sure. They're opting for the side rail break, which is kind of opening up quite a bit on these tables. And, you know, it's hard to control the one off the break, but it's a better chance of making a ball with the racks that we're using here.
Yeah, kind of targeting that one into the side.
So what are you thinking here on the one ball? Are you going to play the carom, or are you playing the cut in the corner? Does it even go in the corner?
Well, I don't think the one passes. Possibly the carom, and maybe option of a safety as well. Looks like he'd be banking that one over towards the side pocket. Maybe use the 8 and the 5 in the middle of the table as cover. Just depends on how he plays this, the speed. I mean, he could try and duck behind the 10 as well.
Yeah, let's see what he does here. His mannerisms are so much like his brother, Kledio Kaci. It's interesting to watch for sure. I wonder if he called it the side. Did he call it the side? Probably not.
No, he was trying to duck behind the 5 and the 8, and he went for the carom. I mean, risky, but to a point, you know, two-way shot. But he's left Albin an opening here. Early days, and as you know, being a player, Chris, it's never easy settling in quick, is it? You know, you hit balls, but until the bell goes and the match starts, you know, the nerves just never settle in.
Yeah, it's a tough little dance they all have to play. In the side pocket here, you kind of have to have a better stroke. Jacking up like this, it's kind of, Theo, he had more spin on that and less speed, and kind of just took what the table gave him. That was a really good shot there. Let's see, going from the 3 to the 5, playing the 5 where the one ball went. Let's see if he got enough speed. Like he got a little weird on this ball. What do you think?
Yeah, he's a little short of where he wanted to be. Now he knows he's got to contend with that 8, can try and draw away from it. He's going to use the 8 and just hold the cue ball. Angle's always a little deceptive with the overhead camera. Didn't look like you could hit the 8 dead on, knocking that in, so this is pretty well plain sailing now for Albin, and chance to get that back arm loosened up.
Yeah, let's see how close he gets to the 7 ball here. There's a few different trains of thought here. I like the way he played it, getting a little closer to the 7, so it's easier navigation from the 7 to the 8.
Really impressed with the sat too. Looks real good. We'll be getting a lot of people even in the early matches today.
Good stroke there. Yeah, kind of just let the table speed take it, you know. Good stroke, smooth, good follow through on that one.
I watched Albin play in Puerto Rico
lead.
a few months ago, Chris, and he looked like he was struggling to me. He looked like he was fighting his confidence, and he looks like he's ready for this one, though. That's an ideal start for him. I mean, he'd be favored on paper. We all know the game's not played on paper.
And that was a beautiful draw stroke from the 7 of 8. A lot of people would have tried to play that. I know a lot of people that would have tried to play the 8 in the upper hand corner, which, you know, has a less of a room for error. So I think you shot the right shot there for sure.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to that mixed doubles tournament that's going to be happening middle of the 5 events that are going to be played here. And Albin will be partnering his sister, Jasmine, and they're definitely going to be seen as one of the favorites. That's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. They have a pretty similar game, which is probably due to the fact that they, you know, were born and raised together. But yeah, very solid game for both of them. World class on both ends for sure.
Rack number 2, and off the mark. We'll see if he can break a little better than his opponent, Kaci.
That 5-ball spinning in. What would your plans be here for playing? Would you play safe, or would you behind the 4, or are you trying to then come behind the 10?
Yeah, you know what? Again, I don't know if you know my background very well. I come from a snooker background. So snooker players think a little differently when these long shots. We always think about distance. Distance isn't always the equation for safety in pool. I mean, myself, I'm probably thinning this just because I feel like I've got more chance to get cover. And if he elects to try and hold the cue ball behind the 4, it's a little riskier. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I like thinning the ball, thinning the 1 coming behind the 10, because you have, if the 1 ball does leak out a little bit, you can have cover behind the 6 and the 8, and potentially the 3. But yeah, I think that's what he's gonna intend to do. He might hit it a little thicker, so the 1 ball, instead of going near the pocket, it kind of comes out off that 2nd rail. Yeah, see that one right there? Yeah, that's really executed right there.
Yeah, he knew he had to find cover because that 1 was going to be close to that corner pocket.
Yeah, for sure. This is one of those weird in-between shots where it's a little too far out to navigate the rail with, you know, to where you're trying to make the 1 ball in the corner off the rail with spin, because it's such a sharp angle. It's kind of harder to see where you have to hit. So he might just be hitting this a little on the thicker side and trying to duck behind the 4-2 with the cue ball. Or the kick and stick, try to put the 1 ball where the cue ball is now.
You know, you see Kledio just, you know, waltzing around the table. He's wearing the track shoes and a t-shirt. Now, that wouldn't be allowed normally, but his luggage has not shown up. So he's been given a little bit of a pass in that regard. But what he's wearing right now would never be allowed if they knew, all the tournament committee knew that he had proper attire at hand. He doesn't.
Yeah, and that's always a trouble when you're. I'm just lucky. He should just be lucky he has his cues. And a lot of people get their cues stuck, which is even worse.
I think if a player was given his choice, he'd rather the cues show up, clothing he can replace quick.
Exactly. So ducking behind the 8 here, leaving basically a 1-rail kick in between the 3 and the side pocket. You'd have to shorten it up just a touch. And yeah, just kind of making him kick for his life there here in this game.
No, he's called the 1 past the 9 in the bottom corner pocket near the 9, just in case.
Made a good hit there. And got
yeah,
pretty
he'll be pretty
fortunate on the
happy
lead.
with that. Yeah, it touches his cue, just an apology. Well, it pays to hit him.
It's fun. It's funny in pool people apologize for it, but they, you know, if they could make it to where they sell out instead, I'm sure that they wouldn't.
It's just kind of a courtesy, isn't it? I'm sorry, but not really.
Exactly. Go. See if he gets him on the 4 here. Wow.
Tell you what, Albin's tightening the screws. Every time Kaci comes to the table, he's in jail. And this looks to be the worst of them all.
Very much so. It's tough to want to go 2 rails near where the 3 ball is in the pocket over there by Albin. Yeah, because there's a big scratch here, and it's tough to pass that 8. So we'll see how he does. Yeah, see, big scratch there. But it's kind of the risk you have to run. Albin with ball in hand for the second rack.
Yeah, good position to the 2 here. Really the order of the day, and if he gets there, then you gotta feel that the hard work may have been done.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes with this. I think he's going with right hand spin in between the 6 and the 3 for position on the 2 in the corner. But I think he feels that in between the 7 and the side pocket would be a little too steep of an angle, and he'd have to get kind of too perfect on it, or he'd have to hit it. There's bigger room for error going the way he's going, is basically what I'm trying to say. See that spin catch beautifully there, and he's got to come about in between the 6 and the 3, so he has angle to go from the 3 to the 4. Little light on that one. He's draw back for the 4 in the same side corner as the side pocket he's going in. Just looks effortless, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's cueing real well.
Notice how the cue ball and the object balls, he's hitting them so clean that all of the... Oh, wow. Missed that one. Maybe took a little half stroke on that one. Didn't give it as much time as he gave the other shots. Undercut it.
Yeah, again, probably a byproduct of trying to spin that cue ball. And again, these top players make the game look so easy, especially when they leave that center point on the cue ball. You always got to allow for the deflection. Oh, that's... Talk about a let-off. You just get your opponent missing a sitter like Albin missed on the 4, and he turns it right back.
Yeah, in these races to 4, man, you have to take advantage of every opportunity, that is for sure. It must go by the 7, I would imagine. Might even roll this in with a little bit of left and just play the 7 in the corner instead of trying to do too much with it, but we'll see what he does here. Decided to let it stroke out there for the 7 in the same pocket. Keeping the good angles on each ball and getting through the ball. There we go. He let it stroke out there a little more. He could have went for the side, but he decided to put a good stroke on the 7.
I always talk about the key to success being, living in the moment. The bad 4 that Albin missed, he forgot about that as soon as he missed it. As soon as he sat down, that was forgotten.
And it's easier to forget about it if your opponent lets you right back up. You know?
You can say that again.
That is for sure.
2-0 confirmed. Albin will be breaking in rack number 3, and he's off the mark, just about the way he would have wanted. Again, he would have known that he'd have been favorite coming into this match, but he also knows that there are a lot of favorites probably already lost their first matches.
Yeah, I mean, watching the Cena, Melizade, and Skylar Woodward match was a proof there. You know, on paper, Skylar's the clear favorite, but you know, Cena plays really well, has really good mechanics, and you know, can get the job done if you let him.
Yeah, he proved that. He was just, I guess, recently crowned the Iranian champion as well. So Mark had he had said that a fellow that he knew in Thailand that claimed to be the Iranian #1. I told Mark, I said, well, you better go straighten that guy out.
Yeah, it's always funny. Funny to hear. Yeah. All right, so Albin to break. This is the same side he broke from last time, I believe. But not
Yep.
changed anything about the break this time. Got the cue ball to pop. It was a pretty solid contact, but nothing went down. So see
Yeah,
what
his first set
young
too
Kaci has to offer.
yeah, first set's always big because you know if you win the first set, then the worst you're going to get is a shootout. At least that's the format in the in the double knockout stages. Once you get to the last 32 and it's single elimination, that format changes. And they play the third set, and the only way that you see a shootout there is if the score becomes 3-3 in the third and deciding set.
Yeah, good shot there by Kaci. He should come out 2 rails for the 3, and if the 4 passes in the same pocket as the 2, it should. That would be the next target from the 4 to the 5. But getting on this 3, you don't want to be on the left-hand side of it. You want to either be straight in or a little bit to near where the 6 is at. Good stroke there.
Yeah, his first real chance to get a feel for the table, feel for the conditions, and start embracing the pressure out there.
Yeah, and especially when everyone's not breaking exactly the best because everything's so random that every game really does count, which is another great thing about this format. Another really good stroke there. Got to go for the 6 in the side pocket nearest the cue ball from the 5 to the 6. And then get a little angle from the 7 to the 8 and you should be good. But this is a big shot right here.
Yeah, he looks perfect.
Yeah, you have to, if he's straight on this, draw back a little bit so he keeps the angle from the 7 to the 8. There we go, just like that. And I think he's going to elect to hit the rail and come out a little bit on the higher side of the 8 so he maintains angle so he doesn't have to work as hard to get to the 9.
Yeah, he's starting to look a lot more settled now too, and he's tall like his brother. So he gets to the longer shots with relative ease. Got to get the cue ball up the top end of the table for the 9.
High left English, come out 3 rails. 1, 2, and 3. See if it's that 3rd rail. Oh, it went pretty long. Crazy. Yeah, this is not ideal position, that's for sure. But I think he has to just roll in and take what he can, right?
He's got a little angle. Might be able to get this cue ball Well, out where he can get his hand on the table, maybe. Gotta be careful, though.
Really good stroke there. Really well
Yeah,
struck.
no kidding. Did that about as well as he could.
10 ball for the win in the third game. See what happens. Good
Yeah,
stroke.
nicely played. And if nothing else, he's letting Albin know that he's here. That was a big rack and one that he needed. 2-1 still to Ouschan, but Kaci will break in rack number 4. Looking a lot more settled.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he changes the break spot this upcoming rack. So something to look for.
Now, Chris, you and I've got to tell you, I don't know if we've ever met. I'm kind of at an age where I'm better with faces than names. But they said that you had played in the Moscone Cup.
Yeah, I played
Or at
in
least
the
someone's-
COVID year 2020, and then I played 2021 as well.
Yeah, that was the first year I took off. That's actually when I probably commentated all the Moscone Cups up to that stage. And then when COVID hit, it just became a little too difficult. So that would have been my chance to meet you. And unfortunately, I did. But, you know, at least I get to meet you long distance this way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I look forward to meeting you in person sometime soon. Yeah, so he's changing sides, so we'll see how this one turns out. You know, generally changing sides can mean a whole lot depending on the table, so we'll see how these ones break. Oh, the cue ball followed in the pocket. Oh no.
Yeah, powerful break too. That would have been good, but cue ball, and I don't think it was kicked either. It just slowly made its way to that side, and yeah, that's going to be costly.
Yeah, it was headed forward anyway. The 7 ball maybe could have stopped it, but it was mostly because he crossed he hit the 1 ball on the left side of the ball instead of head on, so it happens. We'll see. This one is, what's he doing? Yeah, just holding for the 3 and the cut shot on the 3. Where are you playing this 4 ball, on the side or the corner?
You know what? He's looking at the side pocket, but you know, the game plan sometimes changes depending on how you execute. It goes inside and the corner. And I think the game plan may have just changed. Yeah, he overran it a lot. You know, he probably, I mean, he looked at the side pocket. Now, he may have to play it in the other side. I don't think it goes into the corner past the 10.
Yeah, I don't believe so either. It's kind of, you have to pick your poison. Would you rather shoot a difficult safety or a difficult, you know, shot and go for it? So I think he's going to do the shot with the 4 ball in the side pocket. Past the 7? Yeah. The left-hand English. Yeah, it was a tough shot, and Kledio gets another shot at the table.
Yeah, that's a let off. I mean, he just overhit the 3. This is kind of what I saw from Albin in Puerto Rico. You know, he wasn't the player that was dominating the pool scene a few years ago.
Yeah, it comes in waves, you know, whether it's motivation or, you know, whether you're practicing 8 hours a day or not, or everything's clicking, you know, it's personal stuff comes into play, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but, yeah, he's definitely still in the realm of the top elite players that could win this tournament if given the chance.
Well, he should find himself 2-2. You know, when he really had the controls of this match in his hand.
Yeah,
Now
I like
he's
what
going
he
to
did
have to
there by
battle.
coming out further. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I like the fact that he came out further on that ball to make sure he had a shot and didn't even come into play with the 10. Those are little things like that go a long way.
Yeah, when he's been given the chance, he looks pretty good.
Nice
Kaci and
out there.
Ouschan split the first 4 racks. And all of a sudden, Mr. Momentum has moved over to Kledio Kaci's chair. Doesn't take much.
Yeah, 2-2 instead of up 3-2 is a big swing, especially when it's only to 4.
Little look at the match statistics. Yeah, very close on all counts.
Oh, wow.
Slightly, yeah, I mean, as the score line would indicate. You know, a few more fouls coming from Kaci, but that extra missed shot from Albin Ouschan has really been, the ones he's missed have been costly. The one he got away with, but he didn't get away with that one. And there've been 4s both times. Missed the 4 in the corner, and he missed the 4 in the side. Well, Kaci can find the key to a good break here, Chris. You know what? He'll put Albin under some heat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the key to this one is if you have to cut the break a little more than you think, that's probably what you should do here. See, I went to the other side this time because he was afraid of scratching again, which I don't blame him. This 8-ball might be on. You got the 1 on the side and the 8 kind of dressing up if he decides to play that. It's kind of a thin combo, and you kind of make you definitely make your key ball go all over the place. So it's not really something you want to shoot, but if you want, it's there if you would like to shoot it. You just gotta make sure that 2-ball goes. Make sure it goes past the side pocket, or else, you know, it's more of a gimme shot. If that's frozen, it might be tough for Albin to hit and hit a rail. Okay, he's going for the jump cue.
The European's so good with the short cue.
Yeah, kind of best case scenario there, you know.
And he's put the 6 over into a safe area on the right-hand side of the table where the 9 takes away the pocket, but chance of a combination 6-9. Good news though is that the 5 is in the same area of the table, so I mean this 2 is really the key ball.
I'm honestly surprised he jumped that when the kick and try to get safe was pretty ideal there with good speed. But yeah, I mean, he jumped the ball, tried to cut it in, I believe, and left him long. As you said, you know, you like the distance, right?
Well, he's kind of made the 3 a little bit more awkward now too. So I think there's going to be a little cat and mouse with the 2.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play the 2 up towards the left hand as we see it, middle or not middle, uh, middle pocket. Yeah, side pocket there with left hand spin. It's kind of a one pocket shot. We just let it drift down, and the cue ball try to play on the end rail behind the 10. Oh wow.
He caught that a little too thin. He was trying to bump the 2 off the side cushion to the bottom rail as we look and take the cue ball up behind the 4 and the 5. Just caught it a bit too thin, and he's lucky that that cue ball didn't find gravity.
Yeah, trying to swing the cue ball all the way around. This is a good shot from Kaci. It turned out better that he hit the 4-5 there because it was going to leak out and let him see the ball, but this is a good shot here. Turned out well.
Yeah, the watchful eyes of Croatian referee Nicholas Peso. And we've noted that the European Pocket Billiard Federation referees now have joined forces with the Predator Pro Billiard Series.
Yeah, that's
offering
awesome.
first-class referees. That's a great shot. Great shot. Kick with control.
Really good speed there. So you kicking at the end rail, you have to put a little bit of left English on this, which is going to be very difficult to hit the 2. And then when you hit the 2, you're going towards the side pocket with the cue ball off of it. So we'll see how this plays out. He might end up hitting it a little harder than we think. Or just make the 2 on the side, I guess. That's another... Okay, he didn't call it. I thought he called it. I was like, that's pretty slick. Trick shot.
I mean, he's hit the 2 flush. You would have think that he might have nominated one of those, but you know what? He's not left anything on the 3 either. And Albin could bring him back here. So Kaci back out of his chair. Again, looking to defend.
Yeah, I wonder if he could slow roll with spin on the 7 ball. I'm not sure if Warriors might be trying to bank it all the way around, so that way you can play safe that way. We'll see what he does here. I'm very intrigued about this shot. Oh, thinned it. Really, really good shot there.
Yeah, it's nice to have those young eyes. Caught last year's paint on that 3. I mean, that was a very high degree of difficulty, that shot. And if Albin thought that was easy, he would have played it.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see here. Oh, wow, look at this. Good shot. Good speed there
You
from
noted
Albin.
it. Yeah, you noted that earlier, Chris. I mean, it really is about the speed. When you're kicking, speed is everything. He's given himself a chance to get lucky, and you know, just increases the odds of getting that much needed break. He's turned the tables on Kaci here. We'll see if the short cue comes to his aid.
Yeah, caught it a little thick there. Didn't really cut it enough. And it kind of, let's see if he's, well, I mean, at least he's up over the 4 ball here for Kaci's sake. This is at least a tester. See what he's got here. Look at that stroke. Beautiful. A lot of people would play the 6 ball bank in the opposite side and just stop the cue ball there or drop back a little bit. Let's see what he does. He might He might play the 6 all the way down in the corner, and we will see. Yeah, see? Playing the bank. Not a bad shot there.
6 ball, side ball.
Yeah, nominates the side pocket.
Good shot there.
You'll be able to let the cue out here and draw this one back, but I like the way you played that. Use that 9 to keep the white in the middle of the table.
Really good cue action there. Here he's going to hit it with low right English and kind of drag it to where the cue ball is now, I believe. Good stroke here. Hitting this with a little bit more in the face, a little thicker on the ball, and a low right English to drag it to the rail and come up tighter for the 10. There you go.
Yeah, some
Really good
kick
stuff there.
safeties in this rack, a very important rack for both players, but Albin Ouschan, you know, with a couple of those kick safeties, survives, and he's 3-2 in front. A race to 4, so big chance to secure this opening set. Not sure what he's having a word
like
with Nicholas about.
Yeah, like we were talking about early on, is race to 4, anything can happen. So every game you can get, you really have to take advantage of.
I mean, a massive edge in experience, obviously, going to Ouschan, but you know what they say about experience, Chris? It's what you get when you needed it.
That is right. They always give you the test. They always give you the answer to the test after the test. That is correct. I think I'm inclined to go buy some blue Nikes after this. They just look so
You
cool.
like the way they look, eh?
Yeah.
They match the cloth.
That's right. Albin to break. Breaking from the same side. Took your speed off that one, huh, Jim?
Yeah, he did. Exercised a little bit more for control, but still no love.
I think he
Definitely took some
fancies.
off that one.
I think he fancies his end of it in a moving game anyway. So I think if it's a moving game and you know his kicking has been so good and he's been hitting the kicks very well, that you know I don't think he's afraid of having to move a little bit and play safe.
Yeah, not a bad tactic, to be fair. He's got a full ball. No pocket on offer for the 1. Kaci will have a look from the other side just to see the options. I mean, if he elects to try and keep that cue ball behind cover, bank the 1 up, he's got to avoid the 3 with the 1. The thin cut on the 1, also an opportunity. He didn't legislate for that point. I mean, he would have found cover.
They hit the. Yeah, he hit the 1 ball a tad thick. and he was trying to go in between the side pocket 7 with a cue ball and go behind the 7. But now I think he's left Albin a shot to try to run out here. How was that?
You almost couldn't have placed that cue ball any better. He's got the perfect angle.
So it's all about either just rolling in for the 3 or he's going to stun over. I think he's just going to roll it in there and just go slightly past the 9. I was running the 10 there. Very surprising, but I think he knows best, right?
And I'm looking for problems now, and nothing but a glaring mistake is going to bring Kaci back to the table in this first set.
Got a little straight on this one.
Yeah, a little straighter than he wanted for sure. I think he was trying to play a little left-hand spin on that white to give himself angle so he could bring the cue ball to the middle of the table.
Yeah, the key here is to get on the 6. And if you get on the 6 and the 7 is a little easier, but it can go wrong pretty fast here if you don't be careful.
Yeah, he really guarded against overdrawing that, bringing the 9 into the equation. So he left himself short, but he wants to go up the left-hand side of the table anyway. That'll leave the 7 next.
Good stroke there. On this one, it's tough because you want to slow roll it, but you have to put a good stroke on this, or else the ball might have a chance of skidding. Just don't open on position here. Good stroke. And just like that, the tough rack seems like it's worked itself out, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Kaci just catching that side point. As you said, just caught the one a little too thick. And it looks like costing him the first set. And it does. 4-2. Albin Ouschan secures set number 1. So the very worst that he's going to face is going to be a shootout. You know, both players will gear down now and themselves all set. Second set. Chris, that's one of those where Albin may not have been at his best, but it was good enough. Or, you know, just next to his best was good enough.
Yeah, you can tell Kaci was a little nervous and misplayed a few shots, but with champions like Albin, you have to really set the tone early, or else you're never going to be able to set the tone.
Another look at the match stats. This, again, as you'd expect, favoring Albin the way he closed it out. Similar numbers as far as the break success, though. Those 2 fouls. Kaci, those were pivotal. Look at the difference in balls pocketed, almost 2-1 as the score, 44-2, but 37 balls to 20.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Albin will ever change up the break. Maybe he's just more confident breaking from the left side, because half the battle is not scratching on the break, you know, against those top players. That's a for sure loss, mostly.
Well, he hit that one a little harder. And this time he's left himself a chance at the 1.
And it's funny how it all works out after, when I'm playing and I make a mistake, and then all of a sudden the all the doors and all the windows and everything opens for my opponent. That's what I call karma, because I missed the ball, you know. So it kind of is what it is, and he has to make his run, and then Kaci just has to be ready for his next opportunity. I thought he was going to use high right on that and play the 2, you know, play the 1-1 rail, but I guess he had a little more angle than I initially thought.
And he's landed a little closer to that side cushion than he would have liked, but these are the kind you just got to stay real still. Just put a good stroke on it. Natural angle is going to take the cue ball back up for the 3. It's a tough shot.
Yeah, he looked a little fast on that stroke, but generally you have to aim thick on that ball. So maybe he thought that he had aim a little thicker than he needed to.
Now on the right-hand side of the table, you've got the 7, the 9, and the 8 all in close proximity to one another, and you know where the 7 is. It's probably ideal to be able to get onto the 8.
Yeah, there's a very interesting shot here. It's a lot of this is just preference. Yeah, it was frozen. Didn't really like that way because it might double kiss like that. But he tied up to 2-6, so he got kind of fortunate there. Or did he? Is it dead? It might be dead in the pocket. Guess he didn't get fortunate. Dang. That's wild. So the 2 to the 3, 3 to the 4. I mean, he's really all open here until the 4 to the 7, and then have to have a good breakout from the 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, 4 to the 7's key.
I've noticed that when Albin's playing his best game, he's generally taking a little extra time looking at his next shot, and that's about it. The ball to ball is still the same, but oh wow. Yeah, see, I didn't like going into him there, to be honest.
Yeah, not into the bottom ball, because now he had to clear 2 balls because he hit the 8. I mean, if he'd have been able to go into the 9 there, I think it might have been worth some value, but I saw he had the angle. I really didn't think he'd take that on. Just, you know, risky.
Yeah, and then he's on
this would be
the
a lot
wrong
easier,
side.
a lot easier, Chris, if he was left-handed.
4 ball.
This is where those
Calling the 4 here.
Those mornings of yoga exercise help.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was just unnecessary to try to force an out when there was all kind of laying there with the correct angle to do what he initially wanted to, was to break him out.
You had the referee caddy for him, kind of nice.
Good stroke there.
Yeah, when Kaci's been flowing, he's looked pretty good. He's had moments where he's looked like he believes he can win this match.
See if he can avoid the 10 with high left English to come in between the 9 and the first diamond. But on new cloth, you don't necessarily want to do that, so we'll see what he does here. He might opt to go low right and go 1, 2, 3, 4 rails on the 9. That's what he did.
Good shot required here.
This is his chance to set the tone on the second set and force the shootout. Look at that.
Good shot, that is.
Beautiful stroke.
Yeah, that's a confidence booster. Great exhibition of shot making there from Kaci, securing the first rack in the second set. As you said, try to force that shootout. Still a ways to go. Shots like this will definitely put him in good stead.
Tim, do you happen to know if Kledio Kaci is into snooker at all? He looks like he has the stance.
Yeah, snooker players they're a lot squarer. I mean, they get their chin down, and snooker players use an open bridge. Pool players use a closed bridge. They put their chin down, they'd lose sight of their tip as they drew it back. I remember I was with a buddy of mine.
He's dabbled with it.
Well, a lot of the Europeans, I mean, they're introduced and they see a lot of snooker on Eurosport, and a lot of their TV programs are sports programs. And there's Albin's older sister, Albin Ouschan. They'll be partnering each other in the Apex Predator mixed doubles. Will be coming up. It's the third event. But a lot of interesting, I remember I was commentating once with Earl Strickland in the World Championships when they were in Wales, and he was talking about Steve Davis. I don't know if you know who Steve Davis is, Chris, but he's 6-time world snooker champion. And just talking about his squared stance. And, you know, he went out and you know Earl. He sees a lot more than a lot of people think. There's not much that he misses. And he went out to the practice table when we were done commentating, and I saw him. He's putting his feet exactly the same as Davis did, just trying it out to see if he got a better look at the ball.
Yeah, everyone has a lot to say about Earl, but one thing he is a student of the game.
Yeah, he's always been a student of the game.
The 1 to the 2 here, would you, I think you kind of just have to hold this with a little bit of spin. If you really want to let your stroke out, that's fine too. Yeah, just like that. Keep the angle to get from the 2 to the 3. This is almost like a drill.
It does look like a drill, doesn't it, the way the balls are sitting? But his shoes are the exact same colored cloth as the table. Looks pretty cool.
It does look cool. Maybe they should make an exception and make everyone wear them. Everyone has to buy a pair of what is that? The Arcadia cloth Nike. Uh-oh. Not on the rail. A little too much? He's probably okay. Are you trying to hold this and use high left, or are you trying to go 3 rails around to middle of the table for the 6th?
Yeah, I'm trying to limit the movement, but I mean he could certainly run this around if he wanted to off 3 rails.
Yeah, I think with the newer cloth, the ball wouldn't hold the correct way. So with the, it might have gone behind the 9 if he tried to hold it with left,
Well,
maybe,
that
potentially.
took the words out of my mouth. I mean, the way that he played it, he took the 9 out of the equation.
Yeah, but I think he's in between going low left, and he just went back and forth. I think that was the correct shot, but could have given himself a little more room on the how far away he is from the 7. But it all worked out. So going from the 7 to the 9 is the next target there. Just got to come up to about the first diamond past the side pocket. Perfect.
Kaci's got into the comfort zone at the table.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
Yeah,
He
he kind of
stayed down.
decelerated on
He
the
kept,
stroke there.
yeah, he kept watching that 9, and look at him. I mean, just it was almost like he felt like he had missed it from the moment he contacted the 9. And boy, what a massive let off that is. 2-0, almost guaranteed. Now it's going to be 1-1, and your opponent's breaking.
Oh,
Wow.
look at this. I don't think the spin transferred to the object ball that time. Kind of let up on the stroke. You have to try to kick it in. You know? A little bit of high left.
Wow, anxious moments. Mark
Oh,
that one down. Things could have gone so wrong for Albin Ouschan there. And even the cue ball, the speed that he played it following through. And he can smile now. I guarantee you he wasn't smiling the way that he played that 9.
he's only laughing because it worked out. In the end, it worked out.
You know what? That's why we watch this game, because you never know what you're going to see. Sometimes these guys look like they're unbelievable and they should be coming from a different planet, and then other times they look pretty human. And you know, a lot of those amateurs out there and all the league players and the leagues that are going on all around the Rio for the next 10 days, well, a lot of those amateurs can take heart, because every now and then these top pros, they look pretty human. Rack number 3.
Try break there.
Yeah, that 8 in the bottom right quadrant is the problem ball. It's right now effectively the insurance policy in this rack.
Really good stroke there. I'm curious to what his escape plan is with this 8 ball.
Yeah, it's not making life easier that the 7 is at the opposite end of the table.
It looks like the 4 on the side and the 5 in the upper right hand corner, but I don't see a logical path to break it out until the 7.
I don't think he's going to have a lot of choice. And we'll see the angle that he decides to leave himself on that 7 and how it's going to attack the 8.
the 8 was closer to the pocket, then we could play the 6 ball off of the 8 into the pocket, but it's too far away for that. So he has to try to find a good angle for the 7 to break out the 8-10. But it's also a risky game to play.
I don't know, maybe for me, stop it dead. Yeah, look at the angle you leave yourself right there. And play the 7 with a lot of bottom and right hand spin. Now hold on to your hats.
Oh wow, he went that way. I'm very surprised he went that way.
I thought he'd go that way, Chris, but I thought he'd leave himself a little steeper, a little bit more angle. But I mean, that was, from what I could see, the only option to try and get in the 8. And, I mean, he ended up drawing the cue ball back a bit off the 6. I thought he'd stop it dead. But it didn't matter how you slice it. It was never going to be easy. And he was the underdog no matter what path he chose.
Yeah, I think he's going to masse around this, trying to hit the 8, but this is a really tough shot, especially because he had to hit at a higher speed. He might knock the 10 out on accident. Yeah, good shot there. This is one of those shots where you might as well, instead of leaving him a kick that you know he's going to kick safe or barely hit, you can leave distance and just put the cue ball down near the end rail and just, you know, make him come with something from further away. See, just like that. I just went a little short. Is he thinking about the, yeah, he's seeing where it would go if he hit it a little too thick. But you just hope the 8 ball doesn't leak out after it hits the 10 and then the rail and then comes back out. You called it. Yeah, good cue ball there. I think you're forced to thin this, huh, Jim?
No choice. He's looking just to see what a thick hit does for him as well, because this is tough. And again, when I look at these shots, they scare the pants off me, because I just, you know, my eyes are too old to be thinning balls from this distance.
There's a lot of Nike blue, Arcadia blue color in between, so you have to make sure you make a good hit there. That was a very good shot. So they're basically just going to keep doing this until someone leads a kick.
Yeah, now they don't have that that cushion on the 8 either, so thicker hit here would leave the 8 on. Oh, great shot again. Just tremendous quality safety play right now. The highest level.
Yeah, that was struck beautifully. This is one of the shots where you might as well just play distance. You're going to hit it with high left and hit the right side of the 8 ball and get the ball to go back down table. But we'll see if he has other plans for it. Oh wow, he trusted the slow roll. I think it worked out, but I wasn't a big fan of that shot.
The referee, he actually almost looks like he's smiling. I think the referee's enjoying this.
I'd hope so, yeah. Means he's engaged. That's good.
8-4.
Yeah, how big
So
is
you can
this now?
do a little bit of a cross here. I think he's kicking and sticking, but it turned out decent. Left him a tester, but little slow spin thin on there might have been another shot to think about with right English rail first and hit the upper half of the 8 and kind of play safe that way. But we'll see. I guess he wants to test his shot making ability today.
Well, just passed that test with flying colors.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Some quality safety play, and Albin Ouschan survives it to take a 2-1 lead. And this is our second set. He's already secured the first one. I think it's fair to say he's got the controls of this match in his hands. He's been made to fight.
Yeah, and the way he made that shot just now on the 8, I doubt that he's afraid of a shootout.
Yeah, look at the safety efficiency from Albin Ouschan, 100%. You know, that's what I'd be circling that right there. A lot of safety play.
Sounds like a pretty high number. Take that any day.
100,000 up for grabs in this event, 30,000 to the eventual winner. 96 players.